All right, so it looks like someone is about to receive physical confirmation that whatever tactics that they've been attempting to perform on you, that it's not working, okay? And it's going to piss them off in a lot of ways. But as for you, this is good news for you. Because whatever this was meant to break in you, it won't work. Whatever this person's intentions were to perform on you, it ain't working. It won't work. And whatever reverse psychology tactic was played, it's like shooting blanks. That's what I'm seeing here. So, like always, I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about in this situation. If you've been feeling as if you're walking on eggshells, constantly trying to avoid a tragedy, delaying the inevitable, but still feeling as if your life is being at a standstill, that's changing for you. Okay? This person's power, they no longer have that effect on you. They no longer can trick you. And I feel like this person is watching you, watching your every move, monitoring you in the spirit, okay? Trying to tap into your psyche. But the only evidence that they have coming back to them is that you got some serious endurance. Okay. You're someone that never gives up. You're someone that they can run miles and miles and miles and miles trying to stop you, and you will still have time today. You'll still have energy. You'll still feel like nothing's gonna stop you all the way up. Okay. Which says a lot about this person's need to feel in control over situations, their need to feel like they're in control over you. I don't know what it is about you, but somebody needs to feel as if you are taking the steps that they feel like they're giving you to take. They need to feel as if you're behaving the way they feel like you're supposed to be behaving. Because as far as they're concerned, this person has I feel like an ego is an understatement. This person is relentless. They are relentlessly doing something in the spirit. Okay? So let's see what your cards got to say about all this shit, because that's all I'm going to say about that. 3 decks. So we're going to break this down into 3 decks. See what your spirit guides, ancestors, angels, what they're confirming for you in regards to this situation. Let's get some more cards. Yeah, you don't love this person. You've been stopped loving this person. You're no longer in love with them. You know that this isn't love. If this is someone that's like a supporter, someone that is trying to convince you that they support you, they love you. If they really loved you and they really supported you, they wouldn't be backhandedly working against you, right? And so whatever you're manifesting, whatever you're trying to attune to, whatever frequency of manifestation, you're about to start seeing a flow of that manifestation come back towards you. We have unconditional love, excitement, laughter. Yeah, you no longer have to walk on eggshells. You choosing not to be with this person is restoring your prosperity back to you. Like, you choosing not to even deal with this person. Anyone on this frequency, I don't care if they come in another body, your guides are confirming that these were your biggest haters. What's this? This feels bigger than like an average person. Like this feels bigger than just like a random person that you meet on the street and y'all start dating and then you see another side of them. No, this feels like someone connected to like the internet. Okay, with power lines. Either someone that you met on the internet, someone that you've connected to through technology. Okay. Someone that wants to get rid of people like you. They hate people like you. So it feels like you came across some type of like hate group, hate cult, something like that. But then they disguise themselves as being loving, caring, and things like that. But they don't want you to connect with people. That's what it's seeing here. Like they don't want you connecting with people. This is like an evidently you must pack a lot of power, a lot of influence, and you bring messages of like good news that helps people, especially in love situations or people that are unable to tap into their heart chakra, right? Because you need your heart chakra to be able to go within and connect back to the divine source of all creation. What this is saying is that there's some type of corrupt system or empire that doesn't want you to be able to go within on situations, to find the power and strength within yourself to connect to God. They want you to connect with a God or a source outside of yourself and be codependent on needing references or context, text to validate or verify your perception, like grab scripture reference, grab actual hard copy text in the 3D to prove what it is that you're saying or doing. But what this is saying is that someone hates that you don't need evidence. You don't need confirmation outside of yourself. You're not even someone that needs confirmation from other people that they agree with you. You know how some people need feedback to feel like, yeah, we all thinking the same, or we all have the same belief, or we all are in agreement on a situation. Like you aren't even someone that needs feedback from other people, and they hate that about you. Like somebody wants to prove to you that they're just as smart as you, and they want to share with you the evidence of how smart they are. But what you strike me as somebody that doesn't consider yourself to be smart. Like you're not big-headed. You don't consider yourself to be smart. You don't feel like you're special. You feel like you relinquish all control to need to know. You relinquish all control to need feedback. You relinquish all control of a lot of things. That's how you're able to do what it is that you do. It's the absence of control. Anytime that you ever try to control things, it doesn't work. But when you remove yourself from needing to be important, all good things come to you effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? And it has a lot to do with you seeing the good in everything. You seeing the good in a bad situation. The reason why these people that are relentlessly trying to take you down, they don't know how to see the good in everything. They don't know how to see the good even in the most hateful situations. They only know how to see what's right in front of them. Okay? They have 2D vision, and you're already like you've already ascended. It's not even about you. I feel like y'all as a collective, you've already ascended to You made that shift. There was a shift that took place this year. And you're aware of that shift. And the shift that took place required you to detach from people that you love, people that you support, people that once supported you. Like, you were specifically instructed to detach, unplug, remove the codependency layer that blinds a person from being able to see themselves in everything. And I feel like the ego issue of like the identity that they attach themselves to, they're struggling. There's something about struggling to be able to connect without you. And so it does feel like a going through a bad breakup, right? Which says more about the persons or people that the people that believed. It says more about them, right? Because if they wanted to confirm for you that something is true, or that they got the same thing that you got, or that they understand the same thing that you understand, then with this shift that has happened, they should be feeling as confident as you. There should be no love lost, because they should be able to see what you see, right? They should be able to see the good coming even in a bad situation. They should be able to read between the lines. This is saying this is a group of people that can't read between the lines. They don't know how to manifest. They don't know how this works. They don't really know a lot of things, but the fact that you did and you could see, it gave them some like hope. You know what I think? I think these people feel like spies, to be honest with you. Yeah, deception. Like spies, rats, informants, pretty much not really there to change, but they're like their eyes and ears that belong to someone. And I tapped into this before. Keep someone like a messenger. Keep someone up to date on what's going on in the world, what's going on with chosen ones, collectives, and things like that. People with gifts, talents, and skills. And so they're always up to something in the 5D. They're always up to something. Going from place to place to place to place to place. And they use this as a way to figure out how they could abuse their power that they have. It feels like you cut someone off at, yeah, you cutting someone off. It cut them off from trying to know what like the divine is up to. That's what it looks like here. Like you cutting a certain level, a certain person off, a certain consciousness off. They can't get intel anymore about what the divine is doing. That's what that is. It's like I don't have no information. I don't know. And it's making people that was portraying themselves to be themselves to be empaths like you, someone like you. You're making it difficult for people to perpetrate as you, to falsify their identity and their skills. because you made people sound smart. This is like someone taking like credit for something that you do. Your creativity, it's not even like it's your intelligent. It's like people like to sound like they're intelligent by mimicking you, studying you, trying to talk like you, walk like you, be like you. So you made something very clear. If you do not learn how to tap in yourself, the next shift you won't be able to receive. This is about remaining in the receptive energy as a receiver, as a channel. And the only way to remain in a receptive energy is for you to connect with your heart. And if you are still hurting over something that someone did to you, and you're waiting around for proof and validation that you're free to live your life, that something is being taken down, that you're getting retribution, you're gonna miss out on that portal. You're gonna miss out on that shift, and you won't be able to resonate. You won't be able to connect with that higher vibration because you miss the tune-up. You miss the attunement. This is about attuning to your highest vibration. And the shift that happened this year is saying that people struggled. To attune to their highest vibration because they weren't able to connect to their heart chakra. So the distraction around constantly, it's like the attention that they gave towards the things that happened to them outweighed the potential of what their future reality could be. So now they don't feel connected to source. They don't feel connected to that power. And you're kind of like the target that they feel like they want to blame. This is a level of consciousness that needs to find someone to blame in order to feel like they're being validated. And so when they can't blame anyone else, they blame you. You could be a reader yourself. They blame you. Because they're unable to see the intentions behind all of it. It's like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? And really, there's no trick, rhyme, or reason. It's either you gonna go back and forth between going back and forth to a person that you know is no good for you. That's one aspect that you can stay in a lower vibration, or you're gonna go back and forth on whether or not you forgive someone or you don't. And if you haven't figured out how to turn lemons into lemonade yet, then that means that you won't be able to see why someone makes a change to begin with. You won't even be able to see and read between the lines as to why someone would even change things up on you or move differently up on you. You know, it's like you'll internalize it like one more person on your list of people that abandon you. One more person on your list of people that you couldn't rely on. And that's because that's a trauma bond. Trauma bonding with people, it's rooted in victimizing oneself. But if the entire group is still talking about what Tyrone did to them 10 years ago and is relevant today, then you're stuck in a loop. You might as well be with Tyrone because the whole group is keeping Tyrone alive. That's what I see here. And so it feels like that in-between place where I'm stuck on what was happening to me, but then I want to be better, but I don't know if that's of God, or if that's what God wants me to do. So you need someone to tell you what to do. Okay, somebody here needs someone to tell them what to do. They go back and forth with wondering if your gift or whatever skill or talent that you use, your empathy, is coming from a good or bad place. And when someone teeters and totters on if your empathy is your gift of empathy is coming from a good or bad place, they don't know. They're not in control of themselves. They don't have emotional intelligence. They want to, but they don't know how to remain in that vibration. So according to how they feel, according to things planning out for them, determines how they will treat you, determines how they will support you, determines how they will act around you. If they feel like these are people that are so logical that they don't know how to feel, and they think that their logic is them connecting with their heart because they think that they're smart, but their logic is actually robbing them of what it feels like to actually be in your heart chakra. A different type of confidence that comes from that. And they don't know how to connect to that. So these are people that they try to outsmart the game, outsmart the divine. And they feel drained, and they're trying to they want to blame you. They feel like it's your fault. Is it like people where it's like, hey, you don't have to stay in that situation. And then you deliver them to the well, and then when they get to the well, every step that you took, you guided them through to the point of the well, they forgot all of that shit. They weren't keeping track of if you made a left or right turn. They weren't keeping up. So they got to go all the way back and try to make sense of it because they waited to the last minute. So when you say, okay, you know how we got here? And they're like, oh no, I was just following you. And it's like, what? So you mean to tell me the entire time you were not keeping track of how we got to where we're going, after Spirit literally said take notes, after Spirit literally said remember how you got here, so that you could evolve as well? And they was like, no, I was just following the leader. And so Spirit's like, okay, boom, you're not ready to lead. You can only lead someone based off of learning how to fail, right? Every wrong turn we took, every path we made, you were supposed to be keeping track of it. So okay, I tried that, it didn't work. I tried that, it didn't work. This is people that listen to be so smart and logical to avoid pitfalls. Like, oh, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to be ahead of the game. I'm going to avoid all the pitfalls so I can just win. And it's going to give me what I want. But the real lesson was in the failure. The real lesson was being willing to fail, but processing that information after you fail. They didn't get that. So when they was at the well, and it's like, okay, now you can drink from the well. It's like they drank it, and there was like nothing happened. Was there supposed to be like a magical thing that happens, and I'm supposed to do this? Like, if you took the advice along the way and you implemented, the purpose of the dreams that Spirit gives you is for you to write that shit down, and when you wake up, implement it. Not avoid everything, but implement. Allow yourself to go through the experience, and then implement the tool, implement the wisdom, implement the knowledge or the perspective. Let's say perspective. Implement the perspective so it can be alchemized into wisdom. Not to avoid the encounter with a person, not to avoid, right? But to process it after you're done. To understand, okay, ask critical questions and then journal about it. That's shadow work. This experience, I went through it. This is how I felt during the experience. This is what I got out of the experience. And this is ultimately where I am after it, moving forward. And then if it comes back around and around again, it's an opportunity to look at it in another way, in another way, in another way. And then you expand your perception. Oh, nope, no one did that shit. And so here we are, where we have a situation where we have a whole collective now that feels like this shit is booty. This shit is booty. I did everything I was told to do. I avoided everything I was supposed to avoid. I made sure I stayed away from that person. I made sure I stayed away from this person. And I'm out here like a fish out of water, and I don't know what's next. Peekaboo, I will not hold your hand. This is like, it's either you're gonna fly or you're gonna die. It's either you're gonna sink or you're gonna swim. Like, this should have triggered fight or flight. This should have triggered with all the amount of this is a spark that did not light. That's what it feels like. It feels like a spark that did not light. It's a dud. A straight dud. The matches. I need a fucking cigarette. God damn it. That's what this feels like. And I don't even smoke anymore. Yeah, we got the sun in reverse. So we have love in reverse, sun in reverse. I think people are coming to realize that I don't think they're coming to realize, you may have said it the whole time. Like, I am not God. I am not the light. I am not going to hold your hand. I am not going to tell you what to do. I am not, don't. And there's like, yes, finally, yes. And then they feel like you tricked them. And now they feel like you should be sitting here with them. This is strange. Because the light in reverse is pretty much saying that you were encouraging people to go into the darkness. Go into your closets. Go within. Right? The same way you did for yourself. You can only teach some shit that you've done. You can only say, okay, this is how you left writings on the wall for people to find their way through their own darkness. Okay? And they became codependent on you explaining it, doing something, or something like that. But now they want you to take responsibility. This is like, you did that. This is like reverse psychology, right? Let's say you did that and they said, this is why this was a bad idea. You did that. You told these people to do this. You told these people to do that. And I feel like you standing here like, this is good news. This is good news. Because they're free from control Even though they don't know what direction to go in, this is how you figure it out. It's not going to come from you controlling it or the next person controlling it. It's going to come from being alone, doing it on your own, and then figuring out how to make your way through. That's where the triumph comes from. This is the thing that people have been trying to avoid, recognizing their own power to triumph over experiences because they don't want to experience. They have been groomed and conditioned that experiencing any pitfalls is a bad thing. And so at this present moment, people feel like you have cut them off from that power line, your source, your communication. You know, this is like being a mother, and like with Ray Charles, I'm gonna use Ray Charles as an example. For a long time, he was dependent on her to tell him where everything was. And she said, I'm gonna show you once. And after I show you, you want your own. So your approach is like a mother approach. I'm going to show you one time and then you want your own. So here you have a level of consciousness that is calling on you. Ma, I need you. They're calling on you. But instead of you answering them, you hear them, you see them, you feel it. But you also know that if you run to them every time they can't figure something out, they will never figure out how to, their instincts will never turn on, okay? And so, yeah, mothers have to play devil's advocate at times. Be the good and the bad guy, because there is no such thing as good or bad. It just is what it is. If you can find the good in everything, it just is what it is. And it doesn't have to internalize or compute as being the wrong path or the wrong choice or the wrong decision. Preventative measures has made humanity lazy, afraid of what? The dark? When a child comes into the world, they have no fear. They have no fear. If it's light, dark, they don't know. They're not perceiving the things. We are the ones that teach them the conditions that they're in and what they need to be aware of. So we hyper attune them to be afraid of everything, to avoid the discomforts of what we have to go through when they fall down. And so they do what we do. They repeat what we do, but it doesn't help them. So whether you have a blind child, a normal child, or whether you're blind or whether you're normal, any mother that's going to coddle you to the point where every time you call on them, they run to your aid. What happens when you die? How are they going to figure it out then? This is the journey of being what a parent teaches you. It teaches you the real life hard choices of good and bad that God has to take. And as parents, you too are supposed to be a facilitator of growth. A facilitator doesn't control the child. A facilitator leaves it up to the child. You watch them fall. You watch them cry. You all right? Look at you. You done fell. Look at you. You got up. So you will play devil's advocate, even with your own kids. And that journey is supposed to make you wiser. It's not a punishment. It's an honor, really. Every experience, the game of life, it only makes you wiser. It's all good. Nothing's bad. All of it's good. But this is saying that people are saying, fuck that. Fuck that shit. When he was like, Mom, where are you? She stood there. It hurt her to see him trying to find his way. And he cried about it and he went through the grieving stages. And then she watched him, something clicked inside of him. And he went and he was remembering, You know, he tapped into his instincts. This is how you get close to the Creator. Being willing to tap back into your instincts. You'll see them. The stove is hot. The stove is hot. But it's about letting them fail. 5 of Cups. Let them fail. Otherwise, they're going to look for the light and they're going to look for the answers all the time. They're going to look for shit that makes sense. And then they're going to reincarnate and start the shit all over again. Don't ever be afraid to let a motherfucker fall. Even if it's a romantic partner. Believe it or not, grown-ass adults still are trying to learn this shit as a grown-ass adult. Don't ever be afraid to let a grown-ass adult fall. If you let yourself fall, So the 4 of Cups in reverse. Even if a person is incapable of loving you accurately, sometimes the mission itself is more important than like the need to be right, or like validation. Because I feel like there's a situation where, especially with the 4 of Wands, this could be like twin energy as well. There's a situation where people fall in and out of love all the time. You know what I'm saying? But the wiser you become, it's like your objective to get it right this lifetime supersedes the need to feel loved every day. You get what I'm saying? And so you would forgive more frequently because you understand that there's something that needs to be like healed this lifetime. Yeah, but the Tower. Okay, so this has been saying is that you've been avoiding letting something fall. And I think it stems back to constantly letting, like forgiving, and feeling as if someone still doesn't like compute to a person. You know, it's not. They're not seeing the light. They're not changing. They're not evolving. They're not giving you validation that they get it. You know. Maybe they're not meant to get it. Maybe they're meant to remain in the dark. Maybe they're meant to remain in the dark and you forgive them. And when people ask you why you would do something so foolish, maybe you're meant to say, because this is something that I wanted to get. This is the foundation that I wanted to come from this. This is the mission or something like that. Because it does look like a lot of you guys, you have a calling, and it does feel as if your calling is to like heal. It's like to healing yourself heals so many, but it's also like to heal. It's like a level of consciousness. Yeah, the Devil. I feel like you and someone, they're always going to be the villain in the story. like the sooner that you accept that they're always going to be the villain in the story, you'll stop feeling like you need to cure this person, save this person, or heal this person because they're supposed to be bad. The more you're saying, I can help them see the light, I can help them see the light, I can help them change X, Y, and Z, you're not accepting the moral of the story. And the moral of the story is they're meant to be the villain. They're meant to play devil's advocate in your life, just like you're meant to play devil's advocate in some area of yours. So in the future, I see you being able to separate your attachment. What kept you going back and forth to someone was your attachment to hope. You know, that if you do everything right, they'll find their way eventually. They'll get tired of running, or they'll get tired of doing the same thing, and they'll change. Yes, people change, but I feel like there's a duality here where if you feel like you are the good, someone has to be the bad. If you feel like you are the light, someone has to be the dark. You know, ain't no love lost in that, but you don't have to baby someone either. Even if they try to convince you that you should, you don't have to baby them. Yeah, this is definitely good news. Somebody may have been wanting to pull on your heartstrings because they wanted you to give them help them out, wish for the best. They wanted you to do something that you normally do to like heal them, make them feel better and stuff like that. And with the Emperor in reverse, this is pretty much saying that it didn't work. And so this person's always going to try again and try again and try again. That's never going to stop. Okay? And I think this person is like they're in your life to make sure that you don't, whatever purpose you have in this life, that you don't give up on your soul's purpose. So really it's like a great sacrifice of love, you know, because it feels like this person is a lost soul in a way that's meant to monitor you and make sure that you don't ever get complacent with yourself. So as long as you have this person being the villain, you're going to always push forward and remember who the fuck you are, because you know where you're going to go back to if you don't. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. It's either, it's like, it's hardwired. It's either you gonna go back to this or you can go keep moving forward. And going back where you came from, this person got that, you know, that shadow that's always following you. That person got that under control. This lifetime, to make sure you get everything that you need to get accomplished, they have contracted and vowed to be the villain in your life. Okay. Having someone like this, you know, would keep you, and I don't think it's meant to be any other type of way. Like they're meant, I believe that some people are in this world to help you realize your fullest potential, to help you access your full potential, you know, to give you a voice, okay? To be the resistance that's necessary to push you down into the doors that you probably wouldn't even want to go down. Look at that. I told you the healing light. You probably wouldn't even normally want to go down this road. If you had it your way, you'd kick your feet up and you wouldn't do shit. But this person, this is the energy that will help you master when to speak and when not to speak. Just like the mom, just like Ray Charles' mom, to know when to help and when not to help, when to speak and when to speak and when not to speak. All of it's an important thing to learn, especially with the where you're going in life. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need to know when you're meant to fold and when you're meant to push harder. This person is gonna make sure you learn that lesson. All right, you guys. I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey. Until the next one. Bye.